Hi, I'm Jeremy,
And I'm Marisa.
and this is our story. So I grew up and in a family where my dad was a pastor. So growing up in the ministry, there's definitely some pluses and minuses to that. But I've always felt very blessed to have a very loving, happy family. Not perfect, but very good. Felt very blessed.
My story was a little bit different. I grew up in a home where my mom was a Christian, but my dad was an alcoholic and he was not. And it was kind of just my norm. I didn't realize that how not good that it was at times until I got older. Both Jeremy and my high school years, we were really good kids. We didn't really rebel. We didn't do anything bad. Which was God's grace in our lives, really, to keep us from making some of those bad decisions. And life was good. We started dating when we were teenagers. We dated for 4 years. We got married. Jeremy was in school to become a pastor. I just had graduated to become a nurse, and we got married, and life was good. Pretty perfect, actually. Jeremy and I, we got a job in ministry. We bought a house. Now it was time to have kids, and that was the plan. And it was during that time in ministry that we really were challenged and had troubles getting pregnant and dealing with infertility. We tried for years to get pregnant, and at first I thought, this is something that's not really important to God, or not really important, it's just this little thing. But, in reading the Bible, God talks about it a lot, about women who really desire to have children and how important it is. And I knew that was the desire that He put on my heart, and I just didn't understand why He wasn't honoring that. My spirit just started being crushed, and I really had just this broken heart, and fell into some depression and just questioned God, as angry at God. Why, God? I just don't understand. And I hit a very low point where I just didn't see the point in life anymore. If I couldn't be a mom, what was the point? And it was really scary to have those thoughts.
As the saying goes, happy wife, happy life. And she wasn't very happy. So, it affected me, but not nearly as much as her. But I was kind of going through my own stuff in ministry, and things were going good, but also just not feeling like I was exactly where I needed to be at that time, as it was kind of changing, and that eventually felt like it was time for me to move out of youth ministry, but not really knowing exactly where my next step was going to be and what God had in store for me. And so that was very scary for me, because I'm the type of person that likes to have everything planned out and, step by step. And I don't like having, to step out and not where I'm going. But yet I felt very strongly that was what I was supposed to do.
So here we were now 3.5, 4 years into our ministry, and I still don't have a child, and Jeremy's no longer working in ministry, and It just felt like this big what is happening, God? We made some decisions and got some help, some medical help, and God finally just said, okay, this is the time I have for you, and blessed us with a child, and blessed us with Malachi. And it was just amazing to finally see that dream and that desire fulfilled, and to be a parent and to be a mom.
Yeah, so that was really exciting for us, having Malachi, having our first child. He's just so much fun and just such a joy. And so things, kind of were good there, but yet still trying to figure out where the place was for me in ministry, trying to find a different thing, because I truly felt like that was what God had called me to do, to be involved in full-time ministry, and trying to find that role, and it wasn't happening. And eventually, just kind of very out of the blue, got a call from Jeffrey. Knew him from my time in youth ministry, and just this opportunity came to be a part of New Hope, just And from the very beginning, it was very clear to us that it was right. It was what God had kind of prepared for us. And even though we didn't plan it that way, it was very clear that God had led us down that road and led us to this place. And we're just so excited to be a part of New Hope and all that the church is doing in South Hill and the community, and just being a part of New Hope's story.
We are at a place right now where it's like Jeremy's exactly where he wants to be in ministry, and we have a child, and it sounds like, oh, it's like the perfect ending to the story. But what we know is that our story isn't over. God's still writing our story, and part of that is our continued desire to have more children, and of course that's bringing up all of the feelings that were going on before, and even more things, and it can be very difficult. But what I learned before is still true today, that God is right there, and He is with us through every step, and He is writing our story, and He has the best possible story for us. Hi, I'm Marisa.
And I'm Jeremy.
And we are New Hope.
Hope.